everyone, and welcome back to another Formula One Grand Prix fantasy wrap-up. This is for the 2019 Spanish Formula One Grand Prix, presented by your friend Fox Blockhead. That's right. Now here, first of all, we'll go to the race results from Spain. Now these are, let me remind you, the fantasy results, not the actual race results. We have Lewis Hamilton, who picked up the fastest lap. Didn't get pole, but won the race. 44 points. Max Verstappen came in second, and Bottas in third. Verstappen, I think, picked up points for beating his teammate where Bottas didn't. I think that's where the difference comes in. The best team again, Mercedes. Wow. Wow, Mercedes. 5 on the trot. 1-2 finishes. Incredible. And Lewis Hamilton picked up the fastest lap. Am I going fast enough? Am I going fast? What's the time? If you watch the race, you'll know what that is. Top 10 drivers this week. Let's have a look. The thing went the wrong way. How about that? Price rises, price falls for Spain. Moving into Spain, this is what we're looking at. Hamilton down a little bit, Bottas up a little bit. You can see the changes aren't that huge. Leclerc up a little bit. Gasly down $0.7 million. 0.7? I think that's right, $0.7 million. Yeah. But you can see up here, Valtteri Bottas second from the top. He is the top value pick still. Hamilton creeping up on him with 7.1 per million. But if you look third from the bottom, George Russell, he only cost you 6.2 million. He's only got 57 points, but points per $1 million. Value pick of 9.19 points per million. Pretty good. Let's look at the bottom half. So the bottom half, the bottom 10 drivers look like this, with Ricciardo, oh dear, another 7.7 million. He is heading down. The poor fella. And the poor Renaults. So much promise. Grosjean, he's another poor fella. Haas, so much promise in qualifying at Spain. Unfortunately, could not deliver in the race. He's actually minus. The only fella who's minus points. Now, I don't know why Stroll and Giovinazzi are bold there on the value. Probably did it for a reason. Can't remember. But hopefully that gives you an idea of the kinds of drivers that you'd like to pick up for this weekend's, or next weekend, sorry, Monaco Grand Prix. The next race, next the constructors, we can see Mercedes, the value pick at the top, 11.5 points per million. If you don't have them, you probably need to get them. Toro Rosso, they're right up there. They're pretty close. They're a good pick, but look at the comparative points that you're actually picking up for the price. If you got Toro Rosso, you need to have Hamilton and Bottas. You have to, if you've got Toro Rosso, just to make up the difference in the points. But if you can have, at the moment, Mercedes are dominating everything. If you can have Mercedes, Hamilton, and Bottas, you're laughing. That's heaps of points. You pick up the rest with the value picks like the value picks down the bottom of the ladder. So that's the constructors. That's where we sit on the constructors at the moment. A few price increases, decreases, not very much to talk about. The dream team. Here you have it. This is the Spanish Grand Prix dream team. They fit into the $100 million salary cap for the fantasy football what are we talking about? The fantasy Formula One season. Bottas, Verstappen, Magnussen, Russell, Kvyat, and the Mercedes team, they would have got you this many points each. Magnussen's 18 is doubled, and they would have netted you 225 points. So if you got close to that, you did pretty well. So that's the dream team. If you had any of these guys make up the dud team for Spain 2019. Albon, Norris, Stroll, Kubica, Grosjean, and Racing Point. Yeah, not the best pickup. These guys. But you can win some, you lose some. Albon, he's been doing great. Norris, been qualifying really well. Come to Spain, didn't happen for them. If you had this exact team, then you would have spent about 50 million of your 100 million cap. You probably wouldn't have been watching any races because Mercedes, they're the team to have. You would have ended up with minus 26, going backwards again. Yeah. Anyway, the bonus chance, if you remember the driver bonus, qualifying in the top 10, finishing in the points, 5 races at a time. The team bonuses for 3 races at a time. We've just had the 5th race in Spain, and all 5, unfortunately Raikkonen didn't quite make it for 5 races getting into the points. Raikkonen didn't get in there, but if you had Hamilton, Bottas, Vettel, Leclerc or Verstappen, bonus points coming your way. Monaco, we'll talk about those, because Mercedes and Ferrari, they are set for the second bonus chance in 6 races. So Monaco is race number 6. Mercedes and Ferrari, they've had their streak of 3. Now they've had another streak of 2, and Monaco is the next lot of 3. Does that make sense? That makes sense. So Mercedes, Ferrari, you've got one of these 2 teams, good chance of having a bonus in Monaco. We'll keep watching the bonus chance as we go through. The Blockheads Fantasy Formula 1 League currently looks like this. We have 6 drivers. We have Salma, myself and Kevin, all flying different country flags. But Kevin, he only joined in last week. So he's had 2 races. And what I thought I'd do is I'd keep everyone's scores and calculate averages and calculate other stuff to see if we can match up relative performance. So at the moment, Kevin, bug just flew in my mouth, never had that before. Kevin got he's got the average. 169.5 is the average for Kevin after 2 races. Salma then has the next 140. He's been there for the whole season. And then we've got the other Kevin team, 138.5. With the others coming through, not too much less. I think Follow the Signs, my team might be dipping under just over 100 points. But yeah, at this stage, it's all pretty close. But I did want to highlight the top weekend score came from Follow the Signs. So Follow the Signs, 185 points. Good weekend there for Follow the Signs. Nice work. So let's have a look at Salma Hamilton's. That's the top score in the league at the moment. This was the Spanish team with Alfa as the team, Alfa as the constructor. Raikkonen with the double, Russell, Leclerc, Gasly, Hamilton for a total of 151. Far cry from that 185. I'm coming for you, Salma. We have Mysterious Bright Mystery in Spain, getting Leclerc, Bottas, Grosjean, Sainz, double for Albon and Mercedes for a total of 181. Taking that double and putting it somewhere else like Sainz would have got a pretty darn good score. 181, just not quite the 185. So here's me, Engine Blockheads for Spain. 182 was the total. So I did pretty well from my 2 teams. We've got Red Bull in there, Perez, Leclerc, Russell, Bottas, and the double for Sainz. Double 18, yes, makes 182. So my changes for Monaco, can you notice it? I'm putting Hamilton in there. Monaco, traditionally difficult to overtake. So I've put Hamilton in there in place of, let me go back, Leclerc. Charles Leclerc being pulled for Lewis Hamilton right there. We'll see how he does for myself. We've got Red Bull in there as the constructor, so I think a pretty solid team for Monaco. Follow the Signs. This was the wildcard team that got me the 185. Double for Raikkonen. Hoping for the double bonus. That would have been good. An extra 10 points for Raikkonen. Anywho, Mercedes in there as the constructor. They've just been outshining everyone. The change is actually going to be Raikkonen. Magnussen coming in for Raikkonen. He's had a couple of good races with the Haas, so we'll see how that goes. The double also switches to Giovinazzi for a punt, I guess, is the easiest way to describe it. So Giovinazzi's getting the turbo from me. Like I said, Monaco, difficult to overtake. So I'm thinking Mercedes, I'm thinking Magnussen in the Haas. If they can qualify well, Giovinazzi, he's like a pit bull. If he's going to be in front of someone, they're not going to find a way past. So I'm thinking this is going to be a good team right here. So Monaco, in 2 more weeks, 2019 Grand Prix, May 23rd to 26th, 2019. You have to get your changes in before qualifying starts, which is 3 p.m. on Saturday, May 25th. That's local time. The race is about 24 hours later. I think it's 10 past 3 for me. I got a late one here in Brisbane. 10 past 11 kickoff, or lights out, however we want to say it. Whew. There you go. For another race weekend. That was Spain. Monaco coming up. I can't wait. If you'd like to join the league, have a look down below for the league code. Go to fantasy.formula1.com and join up with the league. You'll see your team in lights on YouTube. You can, like I said, we'll keep the track of the scores so we can count averages and work out who actually is a decent team boss over the course of a season. But until next time, my name is Fox Blockhead. See you later, alligators.